Welcome to Pole Position, the podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Holmes, joined once again by several of our frequent guests, Ramona Comet, Val Morreale, Raf Stitt, and we have been, some of us here, have been doing our best to avoid looking at Oscar nominations all day. It is 5 o'clock Central Time. They've been out for like 10 hours now. Some of us have been more successful than others. Ramona is the most successful of the bunch,
Mhm.
and Val's probably Raph is the least successful because he was not planning to be here, so he did not take our vow of not looking at the nominations. I have been spoiled a little bit, but we won't get into it too much. I will say what though that I had. So I did have one documentary surprise spoiled for me because of the nature of my day job. And I did unfortunately see one Best Picture nomination thanks to a thumbnail that I just flashed by. So that was sad. And also, I have two bets in a Polymarket app, and I turned the notifications off on that app to make sure that I didn't see them. And then I forgot that it would also notify me in my email. With that said, I don't actually know what happened with those. I'm really confused. So I don't actually know what what the result is. It could go either way, but I'm excited to dive into these. We've set this up to where Ramona is going to read out the results so that we all hear them live, except for Raf. Really, Raf should do this at this point you know, that, because he knows them. But Ramona's going to do it, and I guess
Yeah.
start with the less exciting one. Start with the score and song, animated feature, so
All
we
the
can get those
boring
out.
ones nobody
Yeah,
cares
let's
about.
let's build up
Do you want to
the
do production design? And do you want to do all of them or just
yeah.
stick
Let's
to
do all of them except for like the
Okay.
shorts. We do. I want to do documentary real quick just because I have one quick thing to say,
Sure.
but you can skip like the
Yeah.
short stuff.
Okay. I'm going to scroll down to I keep forgetting they added a new uh category this year with the casting. It
Yeah, that's
completely
going to be
throws
kind
me
of
off.
interesting to see what they do.
Okay, we'll start with documentary since you have spoiled yourself on that one. And the best documentary feature film is, you probably already know this one, The Alabama Solution. Is that the one that
Yes,
you got
that's the one
spoiled
that I.
on?
That's the one
Okay.
that I know. Yes.
Okay. Come See Me in the Good Light, Cutting Through Rocks, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, and The Perfect Neighbor.
Okay. Not a
Yeah.
whole lot of surprises there. There was a couple in the mix that could have been. Actually, the biggest surprise is the Alabama solution. I
Yeah?
had begun to think that it wasn't going to show up. It hadn't gotten a lot of notices elsewhere, but I'm so happy that it is on the list. Yes, this is the one thing on our list that actually crosses over with my day job. I will probably be talking to the producers of this movie. I saw this documentary before anybody, basically at a little house in Montgomery, Alabama, where I work, and with the producers and directors of the film.
Oh,
Got
wow.
some of the behind the scenes stuff that I can't even say. So yeah, I'm really happy to see that this got the attention at the Oscars level. I think it's an important documentary, talking about Alabama jails, which are notoriously problematic. So,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
very cool way to start off the list. I'm happy with that. I'm sure documentary is just one of those kind of throwaway categories, really. So we can probably go ahead and move on.
I'll do best documentary short film real quick, since they kind of go hand in hand there. All the Empty Rooms, armed with only armed only with a camera, the life and death of Brent Renaud. Children No More, Were and Are Gone. The Devil is Busy, and Perfectly a Strangeness. I have not heard of any of these, which makes me sad because
Yeah,
every time I tell myself I'm going to watch these documentaries every year and then I never do it and I regret it. Have you seen any of these?
I haven't seen any of the shorts, any of the documentary shorts or the live action short films or the animated short films. I just
Mm.
completely. I think our art house theater does show them at some point during the year, but I still
Yeah.
haven't gone to one of those yet. So no,
Yeah.
I'm clueless, and we don't have to do those other short categories if we don't want to.
Okay. Okay. Best international feature film,
Okay,
The
this is
Secret
kind of
Agent.
interesting. Okay.
which is not surprising. It was just an accident, also not surprising. Sentimental value, and this is from Spain. I'm going to say it wrong. Surat,
Surat.
Yeah.
Surat. Thank you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the voice of Hind Rajab from Tunisia.
All
Those
right.
don't
Okay.
surprise me. I've heard
Yeah.
of all of them.
That's not a surprise. So it's a bit. It's not really surprising. We Val and I were talking before. One of the one snubs that we were both aware of before recording was that No Other Choice did not get in here or anywhere.
I'm mad.
Um, Sorry, I mean that spoils future, but I mean if it didn't get an international film, it's not getting anywhere. Um,
What was it?
so No Other
No Other
Choice.
Choice, the Park Chan-wook film.
Oh, right. Oh, you're right.
I am
It's
seeing that
Okay.
so good.
Saturday. Val has seen it. Um, I'm seeing
Mm-hmm.
that Saturday.
It's
Raph, did you see that
Oh,
yet, or
okay.
have you gotten a chance to see No Other Choice?
Not yet. Not yet.
So anyway, so that's the snub here. But really, I mean, the voice of Heen
Yeah.
Rajab has been like getting incredible reviews, and so it's not that surprising that it got in. Also, Surat, like I haven't been able to see this yet, but I'm so interested
Mm-hmm.
in it based on what I've heard in the trailer, and so I'm kind of happy with that. I mean, that's fine with me. Although I'm probably gonna, I think, know the choice when I see it. I bet that I would have enjoyed it being in this category, and also sentimental value did not hit me that hard as a lot of other people, so I would have been okay with it falling out. I did see it was just an accident. I enjoyed that film. I'm glad that it's here.
Yeah.
I have not seen The Secret Agent yet. That plays right at the end of January in our theater. So um, I'm okay with this category,
Okay.
although it's going to be upsetting for many people with no other choice. So,
Funny thing about it was just an accident. It was submitted by France because the filmmaker Jafar Panahi is a enemy of the Iranian state,
Oh,
so they did not submit the film for him. So it's interesting that France ended up being the country that picked it up. I guess they did some production on it, but and submitted that to the Academy instead of like a an original French film. But
which
that
is
is an
really
interesting
cool
story. Yeah.
of France because
wow.
France is notoriously like they will snub like the best picture from France for the most French film. Like they've like I think was it Anatomy of a Fall? They didn't submit Anatomy of a
Yeah.
Fall. Maybe because it was
God, it was
Anatomy of
so
a
critically.
Fall
good.
was amazing.
It was so
So
good.
Ugh.
so it
Love
was a
that
very cool
movie.
move by France to pick this movie. So all right, what's up next?
That's great. So next we're going to do achievement in casting, and that would be Hamnet, but with Nina Gold, Marty Supreme, Jennifer Venditti, One Battle After Another, Cassandra Kulukundis, The Secret Agent, Gabrielle, I don't know how to say his last name, Dominguez, Sinners, Francine Maisler. Which this none of these surprised me whatsoever. I kind of
Yeah, I
expected
was
most of
gonna
these to be
say
on this list.
Sinners has to be in there. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was a fifth spot there
Hamnet's
that
not
was
surprising either.
not really no
Yeah,
because there's the final scene where there's a lot of extras that have to look period accurate.
yeah.
Marty Supreme, there's been a lot of great talk about how Josh Safdie makes sure everyone has a period face, and then there's the unconventional casting and Marty Supreme like Kevin O'Leary,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that of that nature. And then of course Sinners in One Battle, huge ensembles, huge new finds like Miles Caton and Chase Infinity, plus some good veteran
Mm-hmm.
actors slotted in. Yeah, and then just in terms of acting prowess too, these are some. The Secret Agent was the one that was probably the fifth slot in that you could have gone with something like Weapons, which was a big ensemble and has a casting story narrative. You
Mm-hmm.
also could have done something like Surat because they actually pulled people from raves to be in that movie that were non actors. But that was a bit more of an outside compared to Secret Agent. So I mean, yeah, this is a pretty cool. But the Secret Agent in particular shows they're treating this as a true casting category and not just whatever's the best ensemble
Do
of
you view
actors
this kind of similar to the SAG Award for
for
Best Picture,
ensemble.
which is really just the best, yeah, best
I
ensemble?
I think there's an element of that here, but I also think that the secret agents inclusion probably for the first time shows that they're looking beyond just the ensemble cast to like the actual casting process, because the secret agent also did the non-actor thing and pulling in these people, and then like Marty Supreme, although some of the principal cast was inspired, there was also that big push on extras. So I think they may be going beyond just big ensembles, especially when you consider too Hamnet. Hamnet has a really
Yeah.
strong core cast, but not a really sprawling cast outside of like
Yeah.
again those extras or whatever. So but it's one
Okay.
plot point. We'll have to like see more years to really get a feel.
I want to get to a category that's going to get Raph going. So you give me what you want to talk about, and I'll read off those nominations.
You want to get me going?
Yeah.
You have opinions.
I'm here in the background. I'm crashing your guys' party. When my takes get ignited, you will hear from me.
Okay.
But I'm otherwise trying to give the floor to y'all.
Okay. We'll get there. I can see you waiting patiently. All right. So we'll go to original score, which is one I'm really excited about. Begonia, Frankenstein.
Wow. Okay.
Which I'm really actually very excited about because I loved it. Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Sinners
So
has to be there.
Yeah.
Sinners is winning.
Yeah,
One battle
I hope
after another.
So. I loved Frankenstein too.
It's swept everywhere. So there was some thought that maybe Johnny Greenwood doesn't have an award and he'll win, but Ludwig Göransson is just the new like guy. He's just it, and he's going to keep on getting awards pretty much every time he makes a score, and that's just going to be the way it is. And so, but those were two locks, and then Hamnet, which is weird because I've only seen Hamnet once, to be fair, but a lot of it I was like waiting for the score, and I'm like, this is just like a lot of nature noise. And then there's the big ending of it, which is reused
on the nature of daylight. Yeah, that's been
which is freaking incredible.
I love that piece. It's beautiful, but again, it's not really original in terms of the score.
Yeah. So I'm not actually. I need to listen to the score again and try and even identify where it is, because I'm sure it kicked in at some point. But I remember at the very beginning of the movie, I was like, the score is really not very noticeable yet. But the big two, so Frankenstein, Alexander Desplat, that was not too big of a surprise. But Begonia getting in is a big deal.
That's surprising.
I was hoping for maybe Marty Supreme. I love the Marty Supreme score, but I wasn't too shocked they passed over that. But there were still like Hans Zimmer for F1 could have been nominated here, and they went and got Begonia. I think we'll see the rest of these, but that's a pretty good sign for Begonia, which also performed well at the BAFTA long list. So,
you know what I really love though is when I'm watching New Girl and it says music by, and it's Ludwig has done music for New Girl. I don't know why that.
He also did all the music for Community.
Yeah,
wild.
Community. That is amazing, which makes sense to me now. But yeah, I'll just be watching New Girl. I'm like, oh my god, he did the Sinners soundtrack, and
we're gonna be talking about Göransson in like 40 years. Like we're talking about Hans Zimmer.
Remember when he did New Girl and Community? Oscar.
All right, I have takes here. I have to re-listen to the Sinners score, but I rewatched One Battle the other day, and Johnny Greenwood is just like such a maniac. He's so good. That score absolutely rips. And I was like half watching the movie, and there were moments that I was pulled in, not by like a line of dialogue or whatever, but by Johnny Greenwood's score. So right now I'm like kind of partial to that. The snub for Daniel Lopatin for the Marty Supreme score is kind of upsetting. His score for Uncut Gems is probably a little bit better. But this score is also very cool, very unique. The Begonia score actually kind of also rocked. I feel like there's a lot of like piano in that one too. I don't remember the Frankenstein score, but I'm like so out on Frankenstein that I'm going to be upset with any nomination that it got, including the score.
Okay.
Even costume. Come on, give it costume.
No,
I'm gonna look
I didn't
at every
think the
Frankenstein
costuming was
and be
like all that impressive. Actually, maybe costuming. but like,
Raph and Brian are so out on Frankenstein, and their hatred of the movie. I just like, and I don't know how it looks like in terms of the Netflix of it all, maybe, but just from like behind the scenes, I still haven't seen the movie, but behind the scenes, it was like, okay, of course, costumes and production design and hair and makeup. That's like three obvious categories for Frankenstein, which I predicted all year long because that was my big movie pick. So
we can talk about the costumes when we get to that category, but like,
yeah, sure.
We'll get there.
Yeah, score is
Sinners.
It's probably going to be Sinners, but like, God damn it, Johnny Greenwood is like a fucking genius. I love Ludwig, but I don't think that this is his best work.
Raph, I don't know exactly what, like, I don't have enough detail to comment on this, but at one point during this season, I saw something that there was more borrowed stuff in Johnny Greenwood's score than, like, I don't even know how to identify it, but there was apparently some stuff that wasn't original. There he was like remixing some stuff. So I don't really know where, I don't know where that comes into play, but apparently that might be a part of it, is that some of the stuff wasn't actually Johnny Greenwood's original stuff. But again, I don't even know where I saw that, so I can't even pull it back up to tell you. So,
I mean,
just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I'm happy Zimmer got left out, because I also have a personal vendetta against F1.
Did y'all hear Zimmer is going to score the new Harry Potter TV show?
I did. Yeah, a lot of people are mad.
So you know what it's going to sound like? It's going to sound like
It's gonna sound like everything else.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a John Williams
you
score with
said-
a huge thrumming bass behind it.
You said Johnny Greenwood, he's been nominated quite a bit. Is that what you said? That he just hasn't won yet? Or you think that...
I don't know how much he's been nominated. I just know that there was a narrative that he's never won.
That he's never won an Oscar.
Yeah,
Okay.
an Oscar.
He should have won for Phantom Thread.
I'm gonna use that as a segue into someone else who has been nominated a bajillion times and unfairly has not yet won an Oscar, and that is Diane Warren. Okay, for original song, and she's not going to win this year either because she's has a song coming.
Oh.
She is nominated. She is.
Okay.
She is nominated for Dear Me from Diane Warren, Relentless, which is, I guess, about her. And she's still not going to win. So that's unfortunate, but good for her for getting another nomination. Also Golden from K-pop, which is going to win, probably, which is fine. The movie itself, I'm not a big fan of, but the music I thought was catchy. So I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. I Lied to You from Sinners,
which should win.
Yeah, I also agree with you there. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verdi. Have not heard of that one.
That should win.
You think so? Or are you just being devil's advocate here?
It's just being devil's advocate.
Yeah. And Train Dreams from Train Dreams, which is Nick Cave and Bryce Dessner, who I'm a big fan of Bryce Dessner, so that's kind of exciting. But
okay,
Golden
I
is
watched Train Dreams and I don't remember the song.
It's the credit song. Yeah. It's over the credits. I think I haven't watched Train Dreams yet, but the first reaction is, "What the hell is Sweet Dreams of Joy?" I who knows? That's a huge just shocker. Well, and here comes this comes into play with something Val and I talked about, which appears to be the case because Wicked is snubbed here for Girl in the Bubble.
Is
which
it
I do
though?
not care.
Deservedly.
Is it snubbed or is it?
I was going to say
no.
The Girl in the Bubble.
No.
I don't feel like it was that good, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine with Wicked being left off here. As much as I was excited for it ain't no Defying Gravity, okay? So unfortunately there were songs
it's just
in
like
Wicked.
one of several of her whiny songs. I just was tired of it by then. I was like, please stop singing about how sad you are. Like,
the thing is, Schwartz, I mean, he's not the first person to do this and be like, oh, my musical got made into a movie, so I'm going to write an original song for it. But Schwartz in particular, like, I think he's just been coasting for a while. I know that's
I wasn't impressed with it at all.
Musical theater fans everywhere, but,
it's a shame.
They were not
his
great.
best work his best work in this film, whether you think that's No Good Deed or For Good, if it was an original song, should definitely be here. They're great. They're great songs, but the two songs he wrote for this movie are not that great. So, but this does not bode well for Wicked in these future nominations at all.
We're gonna find out.
And Golden
I have like a little bit of a hot take, but I Lied to You, and I do agree that I think it should win. It won't, but I actually thought the last time I saw the sun was actually a better song. Like I Lied to You is that huge scene, which is very iconic, and I get it. It's amazing. But actually the song at the end was the one that really got me right here. So I kind of was hoping to see that one on there too, but
I Lied to You does not work as well without I Lied to You is a weird song because it's almost like half a song, and then you have the part of the song that makes it pop, which is the infusion of all this
music,
outer music, but it also kind of makes it the second half of the song really weird because it's just like a vibe, and then it just ends.
That's true. Like actually the one I enjoy listening to the most is Pale Pale Moon, which was not ever going to be there, but oh my god, it
Pale Pale Moon is cool. But honestly, as in terms of what's like my favorite song to listen to on this list is Golden. but
I mean,
it's catchy. I get it.
Maybe I'm a dummy, but like part of me wondered if it was going to get original score. Because
K-pop?
Yeah, because honestly, the songs are great. I really
they're the best part of the movie for me. It was the best part. When they were singing, I was like, okay, this is fun. And then when they weren't singing, I was like, I didn't like it. But the things you do for your children, so it's fine.
Okay. And right, friend of the show, by the way.
The Sinner's Hive is going to be...
The Sinner's Hive is what?
They're going to be really upset when I Lied to You doesn't win for this category. But I think what you guys are saying is interesting about it not actually being like the best song in the category or the best song in the movie, because like we associate the song with that scene in the movie where it's like, okay, yeah, that's the best scene of the year. But is that song the best song?
The best song. Yeah.
If we were doing like MTV VMAs, then this would win video of the year. But
they need to have a new category.
Doing the song, the music
that
part.
It's like best use of a song in a scene, regardless of originality. I would be down with that because then I would pick Rocky Road to Dublin to be nominated because that was even better in my opinion. So anyway, okay. And I could go on forever about Sinners, so I won't do that. But speaking of Sinners, we're going to move on to Achievement in Production Design with a nomination that Raph is going to be thrilled about, which is Frankenstein. And then we have Hamnet, which is a beautiful movie. Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners, which is also an incredible looking movie. So
that's pretty.
Actually, all of these are pretty good.
That's great. I mean, that's pretty great. Again, having not seen Frankenstein other than the still images, the production design looks great from those. But in terms of the other four movies that we're talking about, I mean, Marty Supreme looks awesome. It's great. And there was a behind the scenes thing from Marty Supreme where they show just how much work went into some of that stuff, and it's awesome. One Battle, obviously, and I mean, Hamnet looks painterly in every shot, like the way that they did those houses, and everything, and then and what's the other one? Sinners. Sinners. Of course, you have the juke joint. You have the juke joint, which is a huge thing, and then but even outside of that, some of the other things that they set up, like the town, I'm sure.
Pretty,
I was thinking the street with the two Asian markets on both sides of the street. Yeah.
And you had to have that really well set up in production design for that one shot too.
It's beautiful
because they're moving in and out through those. There's no cutting.
Great
shot. Set up a corner of the store. It's like, no, this whole thing has to exist. We're going to one shot it. So that's a great category.
Very, very well done. Yeah, I loved how they showed like the social classes just from across the street, how different they were in each of the stores. It was really cool.
Ramona, this is my one chance. My one chance just to bring this up, even though I don't really think it necessarily should be here. I thought Eternity's production design was really cool. I really loved
it. Was. I mean, I could pick Eternity for at least 5 of these categories. I'm not kidding. Because freaking loved that movie. I was taken completely by surprise because you guys know I love my rom-com. So I was like, oh, it's just going to be like another rom-com with a great cast. But then I watched it and I was like, this is so much better than a rom-com to me. It was so good. It's very underrated, very just kind of went under the radar last year, I feel like. And I'm really glad I got to see it.
Where I was like, okay, from an Oscar standpoint, I don't know how many categories, but like the production design of this with this kind of infinite convention center just kind of like popped for me. I just wanted to shout it out.
Yeah, I loved it.
Which movie would you guys swap for that?
Frankenstein. How about that? I'll take out Frankenstein and I'll put in Eternity under production design. Or Marty Supreme.
Had incredible production design. Yeah, I'm sorry to say.
I know they did. I know. I was just trying to be nice. I'm going to skip live action short because he said that we didn't have to do that. And I'll go through this real quick, but my husband and I, every year we do a Oscar ballot to see who can pick the most winners. And I usually win because he sees the movies, but he doesn't know how to pick winners except for me. So I think this one, Achievement in Sound, I always just guess the loudest movie because I can never figure out like what are they looking for. But F1 is nominated in Achievement in Sound, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Surratt.
Surratt is an interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very cool, based on what I've heard. Every time I hear Surratt, I'm like, hell yeah. And then I'm like, I actually haven't seen the movie, so I could like totally
because you guys haven't been on social media today. A little fun fact about the Surratt sound team: all women. The first time that a all-female sound design team has been nominated in this category. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I've heard the soundtrack. I have not seen it, but the soundtrack is pretty awesome.
Yeah, people say the sound mix is like really awesome in that movie.
Excellent.
And then the rest of that is kind of just chalky. Like, of course, One Battle, it's got gunshots, it's got stuff. I mean, F1 is vroom vrooming, and Sinners. Sinners is a very musical sound film. So then I haven't seen Frankenstein, but I'm assuming there's lots of soundy stuff, lightning, bodily noises.
There's stuff happening. There's a ship at one point that gets pushed around. I don't know.
And also, they just freaking love Frankenstein, so they'll slip it in wherever.
They'll put it in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Achievement in visual effects: Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World: Rebirth.
That's weird.
Yeah, that surprises me. Yeah, The Lost Bus and Sinners.
Sinners is having its heyday.
Really, I am enjoying it.
The Lost Bus would be surprising, except if you actually like pay attention to the like awards outside the Oscars. The Lost Bus did very well with the Visual Effects Society or whatever, and also apparently, they have like for these categories they had some things they're calling bake-offs where they actually like showed some behind the scenes of it. And the Lost Bus just was so much fire. And ironically, that's the film that stands out for its fire production design rather than Avatar: Fire and Ash, which kind of had very limited fire for the name. But yeah, that's not a super surprising category. Again, Wicked being left out here is just it obviously dropped off the face of the earth.
I haven't said Wicked once, so yeah, that's surprising.
It's no Wicked or superhero movies, but instead F1, which is odd for visual effects because the appeal of that movie is supposed to be that it's all real cars that they're driving.
And I guess, there is the crash, which obviously was not a real. That's visual effect, and it depends on what their classification is. You'd have to go back and watch that movie to really like piece together how. That's why it's probably going to show up in editing later, is because of all the editing you have to do when you're clipping all these car races together into something legible. So I kind of think it probably deserves it in editing. But yeah, I'm with you, Raph. I don't really know the VFX in the movie per se.
I'm not a James Gunn guy, but the visual effects in all of his movies are always great. I would slot in Superman over F1 easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would probably
Superman
slip
could have
that in
been
over Jurassic World, to be honest with you.
Oh, Jurassic World is bizarre because apparently
Yeah.
they awarded the first two Jurassic Park movies in visual effects and haven't done it since. So the fact that they did it for this movie is kind of wild. And also in a movie that I wasn't really sold the I mean maybe other people felt it, but I like there's this scene where the long-tailed dinosaurs are there and that felt very floaty to me. It didn't feel real at all. So
Floaty.
I don't know.
Yeah. I
I
just
don't
didn't
know.
hear really anything good or bad about
I
the
enjoyed
Jurassic Park.
Rebirth. I just
Yeah.
wasn't
I
like
don't know
I can
how
understand the
Rebirth.
Oscar going to the first one because that was and the dinosaurs hold up. But again, I just
They
don't.
look
I'm trying to
fine.
think of what it was in Rebirth that gives you like
I don't
Oscar
understand.
worthy
If
visual
Rebirth
effects.
is getting nominated, then why couldn't Predator Badlands even make the short list?
Mm,
Predator
Yeah.
Badlands is like
yeah,
awesome, and it would be a much better nominee than Rebirth. I don't get it.
It
Whatever.
honestly might be VFX house like politics. It might just be that whichever VFX
yeah,
house worked on Jurassic Park or whatever, Jurassic World, Jurassic Universe, whatever we're on, they were better at campaigning than whichever VFX
that's
house
true.
worked on
Yeah,
It's
the other
That's
possible.
movies.
very possible,
yeah, that's
honestly.
true too.
Ugh,
Yeah.
annoying.
We have adapted screenplay next, which is Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Train Dreams.
Where is
Easiest
no other
five.
choice?
Easiest five.
I mean,
Unfortunately, no other
yeah,
choice. Like, I mean, again, I haven't seen it to say whether I like it personally, but this was an easy five. This was just
yeah.
barreling down. No other choice was unfortunately flopping everywhere. There was never going to be another five in
So,
this.
Yeah.
I would
so
slot in Wake
Begonia,
Up Dead Man over Frankenstein. For like, I know a lot of my Frankenstein hate is probably overblown. The script and script construction of that movie is one of its biggest sins, if not the biggest sin. That story, the way that they decide to frame the story is like so unbelievably dumb. It's a very bad script presentation.
that's fair.
I agree, sort of. I think that like it's the worst at the end. Like the act 3 is sort of a mess because they all of a sudden realize like, oh, we gotta wrap this up, and they just have to do it real fast. Like that was my main issue with Frankenstein and why I reviewed it the way I did. Like up until that point, I was kind of on board, and then I was just like, oh, we're done. All
It's
right.
over. Yeah.
So, I mean, yes. So I agree, but I also think like it wasn't that bad for a good portion of the movie. I don't know.
Wake Up Dead Man is so much better.
I have not yet
I've
seen
talked
it.
about my
but
Ryan
I
Johnson issues, and I will
was gonna
stand
say.
by them.
I do love those movies. I gotta watch the new one. Okay, so original screenplay is It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Blue Moon.
Interesting. Was not
Obviously,
I
expecting
know
Blue Moon.
Marty. I think Sinners will take this one, as it should. It should probably win everything it's
I'm pretty
nominated
sure they're
for,
giving
but
Coogler an award with this one. There's no real
they
challenger,
have
honestly.
to.
Sentimental Value's kind of
No.
fallen off a little bit, and then Marty Supreme isn't quite strong enough. The big surprise here is Blue Moon, which is not a huge surprise,
Yeah.
but there was some. Sorry Baby got a shout out from Julia Roberts at the Golden Globes. Some people thought that could boost it into the five. There was some talk. People didn't know if Weapons might get into Best Picture or if Screenplay could come along with Amy Madigan. So that was right there. I'm sure it was a very close race, but congratulations to Blue Moon. I haven't seen it, but that probably
I've not seen enough
bolsters
weapons
Ethan
on my
Hawke.
list yet.
Ethan Hawke and Best
I
Actor
do like
coming
Ethan
up.
Hawke.
So.
Not yet. Achievement in makeup and hairstyling.
No secret agent. I want to say no secret agent in
No.
original screenplay, which I don't know how that fares. One of my big predictions, and we're going to hear soon, was I made a big deal about, I think Wagner Moura might fall out of Best Actor, and a lot of people were just taking his Golden Globes win as confirmation he'd be in. But we'll see. I'm probably wrong.
Oh, for the secret agent?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll get there.
See.
We're getting close. Makeup and hairstyling is The Ugly Stepsister, which is kind of a nice surprise. The Smashing Machine.
Okay.
Sinners. Puppy. Frankenstein. Just killing it with these. And I'm going to say this horribly wrong, so if you guys know how to say it, please correct me. Kakuo.
Oh.
Yes.
That was the one I was actually just talking about this one with Jacob, because this was Japan's pick for international film. And I just saw the trailer, and yes, the costumes do look amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to see The Ugly Stepsister take this, because that movie is absolutely phenomenal, what they do with makeup and costuming. Will it? Probably not, but it absolutely deserves it.
But I'm happy to see that it's on the list here, actually.
Yeah, like it's been a while since we've had a really interesting Cinderella retelling, and it's very good. It's rough.
It's very rough.
I think we got several surprises here. Well, there was talk in the last couple of days about Kakuo being a very makeup forward film. The makeup branch, more than anybody, will just like pick movies that are like, yeah, this is the best makeup, and just disregard like otherwise. The Ugly Stepsister getting in is a very nice surprise. I haven't seen it yet, but I know people have been raving about it, so that's great to see. I'm sure Raph is really excited to see the Smashing Machine get in, which is something he's been talking about all year.
From the first teaser trailer, I noted that was an early contender for best wig of the year, and here we are.
That's why they got nominated.
Yeah,
there was some
hair and makeup and hairstyling.
There was some good makeup work, I think, too. There was some prosthetics on The Rock. They were probably, slight, but they were there. I don't think it was just a rock and a wig. I think there was some modifications to his face that make him look more unrecognizable, but I can't say that for sure.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm a little upset about as a Marty Supreme fan is I wish it had gotten in here, just because its work was more subtle. That would, he had the acne scars, and like pock marks on his face. Is something I noticed in my second watch of the movie, especially. And there was a story that came out about Gwyneth Paltrow, like thinking it was his real skin. I mean, like offering him goop or something. And
no. Take any opportunity to shill those products.
Good God.
But it was very good. It was very good makeup, but it's just like more subtle. Did I hear right? Frankenstein missed in this category?
No. It's in there.
Okay.
It's there.
Okay, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that would be crazy.
And to be honest, just based on the creature, I think that it has a shot.
The creature looks amazing.
Yeah.
Elordi has proven too strong in supporting actor to not have makeup win here.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, if you give Frankenstein nothing else, give it the fact that Jacob Elordi as the monster looks amazing.
Yeah, agreed. Which is kind of strange now, like thinking that Andrew Garfield was originally cast as the creature, and now I'm just like, how would that look to me?
Do not even know, because Jacob Elordi is like ridiculously tall, and that just kind of adds to his overall presence.
Yeah, I agree. Should we rave a little bit more about Frankenstein?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. We'll go to film editing, which there is no Frankenstein in film editing. So there you go. We have Marty Supreme, F1, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Sentimental Value.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that one going to One Battle, honestly.
Yeah.
It tends to go some years with Best Picture. When it really don't really have any real feelings about it. I mean, I thought the editing in Marty Supreme was great too. Honestly, I thought as much as I didn't love sentimental value overall, the very beginning of the movie, for those who have seen it, there's some great editing, noticeable editing in the beginning. After that, I didn't really notice it as much. It became more like longer takes that I didn't really. But in the very beginning, I noticed it. There was like a montagey type deal going on that really worked well.
I think it'll probably go to one battle. Like, I feel like the conversation around editing is always like, oh, movies are too long, and like that's the only way that we understand editing. And with one battle, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes, and like the general consensus with that movie is it doesn't feel like 2 hours and 45 minutes. And part of that is because the movie is very well paced in both the story and how like the film itself is presented to you, right? Like when like Killers of the Flower Moon gets nominated for best editing, everyone's like, how does that movie get nominated for best editing? It was so long, it was so boring. But one battle is kind of the opposite end, where people do recognize that despite its length, it doesn't feel that long. And part of it is because like the actual, not just like the storytelling, but like the actual film editing, the cutting between shots works so well for the pace and keeps you like so engaged with the movie the whole way through.
People thought Killers of the Flower Moon was boring. How?
Val, don't get me started. It's
okay. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Such
I don't
a bad
understand those people.
Yeah. It's not what editing means. It's not the length of a movie.
I do remember when Bohemian Rhapsody won. And everybody flipped their lids over that.
Yeah, that does make sense, though. The editing in that movie is kind of atrocious.
No, I agree. That's why I was like, well, then define what makes a good film editing, because that movie won an Oscar, and I don't understand it. So
a lot of people talk about editing, and like you either notice when it's really good or really bad.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like this just goes to whatever movie's going to win Best Picture. But something like One Battle, like it doesn't have flashy editing, but it does have really strong editing. But like you notice in Bohemian Rhapsody when it's like dog shit. Although I will say the worst editing of any movie to win Best Editing in the 21st century is Crash. That is one of the
oh my god
worst pieces of editing and just like filmmaking in general that I've ever seen. This almost went to Emilia Perez last year, which would have been insane. Another horrendously edited movie.
No, I can't get started on that movie. We'll be here all night.
Okay, so we're going to move on to costume design. And so far, like we have more coming. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Okay. Sure. Frankenstein, which makes sense. Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners. We're getting a lot of the same movies getting all these
and it deserves to be in a lot of these. Although Frankenstein, Raph is like, what the hell is going on? Obviously, the Oscars.
Costumes in Frankenstein are pretty good. It deserves to be there, but it doesn't deserve to win.
It's always going to be here in these tech categories. But here's the deal. First of all, why in the Avatar getting in costumes randomly? Not that the costumes were
weird.
Bad, I guess.
No, but it doesn't make any sense.
The costumes are like CGI.
Most of the film is CGI. Yeah,
they had to make those big pants for the big Na'vi.
It is very clear. It is very clear to me that Wicked for Good is not getting any Oscar nominations, and I'm fine with that as someone who again did not love Wicked for Good. But let me get on my soapbox for a second, and I'm going to owe Duke lunch because way back I said it would get at least 4 nominations. Because at that time, it was definitely unthinkable for it to not get 4 nominations. What the hell is the Academy thinking? They don't like Wicked. The costumes won last year, and it's the same. Maybe they're just saying we don't want to honor the same costumes again, but there were new costumes. It's the same costume designer. The costumes were great, and it's weird to me that you would. This is to me a snub because there were great new costumes in Wicked for Good that are like the definition of, I mean, they literally awarded the same type of thing last year a win. They didn't have to give it a win this year, but you're going to give CGI costumes for Avatar.
Yeah.
It's like over
it is
the
pretty
top.
Funny.
It's like over the top snubbing of Wicked to me.
They're tall. So that's a lot. You have to make different shirts for the tall blue guys.
Stop. This tall
Yeah,
blue
that
guy.
doesn't. I wasn't a fan of Wicked for Good either. But I do agree that putting Avatar in over Wicked for Good is kind of one of the. It's the first time I'm sitting here going like that makes zero sense to me whatsoever. I don't know. It's not going to win, but
No one had that
it's
on their
just
bingo
very.
card at all. Like going into this,
No,
Yeah,
it's just
I would have
true.
never.
it's just
I would have
bizarre.
never.
It's just
Mm-mm.
weird.
Okay, we're getting into the big ones now.
Woohoo!
Cinematography. Once again, Frankenstein. Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, and Sinners.
Train
Sinners is
Dreams is
just
so
cleaning up.
deserved.
You think so?
It's a
Cinematography,
beautiful film.
yeah, oh yeah, it's won some awards. So it's good to see it get in here. Hamnet left out, right? No Hamnet.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised Hamnet was left out because that was a really beautiful movie
I
too.
mean, these are 5 really good picks. Hamnet also would have
Yeah,
been a very good pick. Well,
There's one
yeah.
awful
well,
pick.
One Battle After Another. I know,
Yes.
I get it.
Famously, Paul Thomas Anderson has no idea how to set up a impressive or interesting shot. That's the one thing people have been saying about his work for years, for the last 30
Raph,
years.
I will jump on your train at least, whether or not Frankenstein, which I haven't seen. I would put Hamnet. I would have put Hamnet in over here. Hamnet was beautiful, so it is a shame that it got left out.
Yeah,
But
Well, Frankenstein has the same issue that like the Wicked movies have, and shout out to Brian Loomis who pointed this out for me. But they backlight everything, but then also you have like front lighting, so everything is like either like way too bright or way too shadowy, and then you mix that with like weird VFX effects, so like you can't really clearly see what's going on. Like every shot is just like this like weird muddy kind of like mesh or like mess of of a shot. Like there is nothing that is like actually beautiful about the cinematography or like informative about the movie itself within Frankenstein. Like give me costume design, give me production design, you can even give me editing, but like the two things that you cannot nominate Frankenstein for are cinematography and screenplay. And they nominated it for both. And there are like plenty of other movies that could have gotten in. Like Wes Anderson's like out at this point, but The Phoenician Scheme is like a way better shot movie than Frankenstein. Hamnet, you're nominating it for a bunch of other stuff.
Hamnet. I would
Fundamental
have probably.
Value is getting a bunch of
Yeah.
nominations. Nominate that. No other choice. Like we know that Park Chan-wook can set up a nice looking shot.
It's going to blow your mind when you guys watch it, the things that this man can do with a camera. It's just,
yeah.
Man, I would have put Good Boy in for a lot of these categories, to be honest with you.
Give the dog every award. Snub the humans.
Yes, please. God, humans are the worst. Okay, so
I totally agree.
I can agree with you on Frankenstein not being deserving in that.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have put Hamnet. I would have put Hamnet in there because I thought it was gorgeous. So, but animated feature film, Zootopia 2. I haven't seen Zootopia 2 or Zootopia 1, but I've heard good things. Arco, Elio, Little Amelie, or The Character of Rain, Amelie.
Yep, that's right.
And K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters is probably going to win.
Probably
easiest category to predict. The 5 to predict the winner. Not easiest to pronounce. Was it Marlon Wayans that said "Am I lie" at the Golden Globes noms? Am I lie?
Oh no,
he was butchering a lot, but that was the worst. But yeah, that's an easy category. It's a bad
Zootopia doesn't have a chance.
No,
they made $1 gazillion.
But yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters was
K-pop is like a pop culture phenomenon.
It was also a good movie, in my opinion. I enjoyed it.
Shout out to friend of the canon, David Cohan, who works at Sony Picture Studios Animation House, and this is his. Well, I mean, not his, but this is the 3rd movie that he's worked on that's been nominated for an Oscar.
Hell yeah!
Along with the 2 Spider-Verse flicks.
Oh,
Yeah.
every Spider-Verse
those movies
movie
are
has been
fantastic.
so good. Oh my god.
I need the next one.
I think it's
been
next year,
forever.
right? Or this year.
Is it this year?
Next
I
year.
think so.
Because I feel like every
not this
time
year.
something's coming, it's always freaking 2027. And I'm like, we're not
Dang
going to
it.
be here in
Yeah.
2027. Just give it to me now.
Sony seems to have stolen the juice from like Disney and Pixar in terms of
God.
like
I
they
agree.
put a movie out. Like the Academy has like fully moved away from Pixar released a movie, it's winning. It's either been like indie stuff or Sony clearing up. So yeah.
Yeah, because Flow won last year, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
was
that movie's
Elio,
good.
is that Pixar?
Mm-hmm.
Is Elio
I think
Pixar?
so.
Okay. I vaguely remember seeing things for it. I'm not a big animated person, so I didn't see it. But okay, so we got that, and then we're gonna go into these are the big ones now. Supporting actress, and we have Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value.
What?
Amy Madigan for Weapons. Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Wunmi Musaku for Sinners,
Yes.
which I'm very thrilled about. And I Sentimental Value.
Inga Ibstadter Lilius.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was going to be butchered. Yes.
I am happy for Elle Fanning, and I am annoyed because Elle Fanning missed the SAG and missed the BAFTA long list, and we got a group of 5 without Ariana Grande, and that did not allow Odessa Azion to slide up in here, and that's just annoying. That was one of my 2 poly market bets, which does not bode well.
So it's
for
really
the other.
It's got to be it's got to be Amy Madigan though, right? I mean, come on.
No, it's
Tiana
Madigan
Taylor.
or Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any
those are the 2
chance Wunmi
front runners.
Masako takes it, or is that kind of unlikely?
If it were up to me, she would, but
probably not. But she can win the BAFTA, so it could set up an interesting night for Oscars because she could win the BAFTA. She's British, and they apparently love Sinners, so it's possible.
Cool.
But
I'm really surprised with Ariana Grande not making it after. And I was so confident before Wicked for Good came out. And I told my husband, I said, she's going to win the Oscar this year. And he's like, you think so? I was like, take it to the bank 100%.
You guys had it as a lock in your.
I did. I had it as a lock. Like that was like, she was probably at the time she was going to be nominated. At the time I was like, she's going to win. And now
on this podcast, I said write in permanent marker that Timothy Chalamet, Jessie Buckley, and Ariana Grande on their trophies. My mistake was doing that before Wicked came out. The other 2 movies had come out, and I did have enough from other people, but I should have waited on Wicked another week or 2.
To be fair, she was better in the first one. Like if she was going to win,
she was.
I was. She was. I mean, after seeing it, I was like, she'll probably still win. I didn't think she was great, but I'm actually really shocked that she didn't get a nomination. To be honest with you,
this is such a fun 5, even without Odessa Azion, which would have been a great nomination. But like, if you look at this list, we have 2 folks from a Norwegian film. We have 2 performances from horror flicks, and we have 2 Black women nominated. Like, this is an awesome 5. And there's a strong chance that the winner is going to be Amy Madigan from Weapons. Like
if Amy Madigan wins,
a like big cool horror flick might have an Oscar win for an acting category. Like that's really cool. Or it's going to be Tiana Taylor, who
is also really cool.
That was my one bold prediction last February or March when we did our first way too early prediction. So, shout out to me.
Yeah.
So no one here has seen Sentimental. No one here has seen Sentimental Value, right?
I have not.
No.
So this is going to be a hot take among people who've seen Sentimental Value, I guess. But it won't be a hot take here because y'all haven't seen it. But I kind of found Elle Fanning distracting and not that great in the movie. Weirdly,
wow.
But I thought she was great in Predator Badlands. But I just don't know if it worked for me in Sentimental Value. But most people it did work for. So, but congratulations, because she also was like basically 6th place last year in A Complete Unknown.
Yeah.
So that would have really sucked for her to keep being on the
I mean,
outside
and they'll
looking in.
probably
She was
cancel
good
each
in
other
Death
out.
Stranding. I'm sure she's getting paid. So
And
I don't know.
Odessa Azion
And
will get her chance, but man, I really thought
yeah.
that performance just snuck in here.
I would honestly be happy with 3 out of these 5 winning. I mean, I haven't seen Sentimental Value, so I can't say I would be upset about it. But the others, I thought I'm really happy about all of these. Actually,
Are we doing supporting actor?
Yeah, we're gonna do
Next?
supporting actor.
Raph,
Yep,
I do
and
know. I do know the surprise in supporting actor. There's a surprise.
I know. I just saw it. Okay,
Well,
so we'll do
Please read.
I want to hear. Yeah.
Benicio del Toro for One Battle
Yeah.
After Another. Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Jacob Elordi, I never know how to say his last name. Elordi for Frankenstein, not surprising. Delroy Lindo for Sinners. I love it. Yes. That really excites me. I didn't
give
think
it to him. Give him the award.
I know, please. Oh my god! Like I was thinking maybe Miles Caton could get in there, maybe because he's so good. But is that scene in the car with Delroy Lindo? When, oh my god! Like that was one of the best. Like I can't even describe it. One of the best scenes in that whole movie. I'm very excited.
I'm stoked for Delroy Lindo.
Yeah.
I really loved his performance. I'm glad that's my favorite supporting performance, probably from Sinners with Woomy. But also, it's like from an Oscar lover, this is so great and so bad at the same time. It's like the Oscars just throw us this gigantic curveball, and you're like, yes, like this is the Oscars can be, because it's boring when it's just chalk. But at the same time, as like an Oscar prognosticator, it's like, where the hell did that come from? How am I supposed to predict that? That's like Delroy Lindo. I think Lindo showed up on like the BAFTA long list and hadn't gotten anything else. Miles Caton got in over him at SAG, and then suddenly on Oscars nomination morning, it's like, we're gonna go Delroy
Lindo.
But awesome for him. Glad he got in. A little bit annoyed that Paul Mescal was out because I love Paul Mescal in Hamnet. But he's got a best
really
actor
surprised.
for After Sun, so it's fine. But
I would have put
it is
him
a little
in over
disappointing.
Sean Penn, but
and I haven't seen Elordi, so I can't say that he should be in over there. I know Raph will be very excited for his boy Del Toro. Raph, I'm predicting Del Toro to win the Oscar. Everyone else is moving to Stellan Skarsgård, but I'm predicting Del Toro.
Yeah, I think Skarsgård is still the front runner, but the Benicio train has been so strong since One Battle came out, and it seems like it's not losing any steam, and it's really cool. Obviously, the big news today was everyone was like, "Oh hell yeah, Delroy Lindo!" Also, Delroy Lindo and Stellan Skarsgård, career working actors. People have loved them for years. Delroy Lindo was great in Malcolm X. He's amazing in Crooklyn. Please go watch Delroy Lindo in Crooklyn if you want to see an amazing performance, and hasn't been nominated yet. Stellan Skarsgård has obviously been great in a ton of stuff for 30 plus years as well.
Yes.
So it was really cool to see the two of them. And when One Battle was first coming out, everyone was like, Sean Penn is going to win another Oscar. That is one of the best performances. And the movie came out and audiences were like, no, Benicio del Toro is the best part of this movie. He's awesome. Yeah. And it has basically been the audience response that has lifted Benicio to this level and might see it all the way through because everyone freaking loves the Sensei Sergio character. Rightfully so. He's the best part of the movie.
I always wonder when there's two nominated from the same movie, I always worry about the votes canceling them out. You know what I mean? Especially if you have a bunch of that are very strong performances. It's I don't know.
Well, the Academy so members kind of get their stuff together and go, okay, we want one of these guys to win, so we need to get on this train before Oscar
start sending
time.
The emails and text
and
messages.
Also the campaign. Hey. Will the campaign say, hey, respectfully, thank you for nominating both of our guys. Please vote for this one because we want him to actually win. And the key there is the SAG didn't nominate Stellan Skarsgård, so they may, that's a big part of that's a big overlap with the actors branch. So they might not vote for him as much. So then you have Elordi, Delroy Lindo, which is hard to imagine Lindo winning since he's appearing here for the first time. And then you have the two One Battle guys. And so it's like, and also, usually when you get a Best Picture winner, you would think an actor would go with it. So would you rather have Benicio del Toro and or Sean Penn and Amy Madigan? Or would you have Teyana Taylor and then some other supporting actor? I mean, I would like to see Benicio del Toro and Amy Madigan get in here. But or it could end up being two from One Battle, whatever. But you know what I'm saying. If it's only going to be one or the other, this is where I'd like it to appear.
Okay.
If Benicio wins, the response is going to be awesome, though. Like, that's really going to excite people, myself included.
He's got a really good body work too, I think. So
that's true.
And I've never been a big fan of like awarding somebody the Oscar for their body of work, like kind of that makeup Oscar, like, you've been really great in all these movies and you were never awarded, so we're just going to give it to you now. Like, that's always shit out of me. It's like, just give it to the best performance. But like everybody except Jacob, I mean, he's fairly new. They've all done really amazing work. So I honestly wouldn't be upset with anybody who ended up winning in this category.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
I would love to see Delroy just because I love Sinners so much, but I'm not going to be upset about it if somebody.
I don't think people want to see Sean Penn get a third Oscar. I think the backlash. Jacob Elordi was like pretty solid as the monster, but I think that people would be pretty upset if he won over some of these like really storied careers. So it really does come down to like Skarsgård, Delroy, who like we're probably not going to see, but like I think just getting the nomination was enough of a win. So it's really going to come down to Skarsgård and Benicio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. All right.
Again, I wouldn't be upset about it. So, okay, so we got Best Actor in a leading role, and that is Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, which I'm very excited about, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. He got in there.
Yeah, that's pretty much the chalk. Unfortunately, my other bet was on Jesse Plemons, and so I missed on both of my two. I really felt
no money for you.
Just because Wagner Moura showed up here, it doesn't mean that my take was wrong. But my take was just because he won the Golden Globes doesn't mean he's getting into the group of five. Because I thought that it was different than last year where Fernanda Torres like sparked everybody like hearing about I'm Still Here for the first time when she won the Golden Globes. And so I was like, Jesse Plemons, there's lots of Begonia love. I think he could slip in here over Moura, and he just didn't. I mean, it was a close race. But I don't think that disproves my theory, but a lot of people will be like, see, he won the Golden Globe, and that means he's in. But
I mean, whatever. It's gonna go to Timothée Chalamet, so
yeah, it's locked.
I kind of think it should go to Michael B. Jordan, but I also haven't seen Marty Supreme, so
I agree.
No.
Give everything to Sinners.
Michael B. Jordan is lucky to be here. Me and Raph agree on this. It's not his best performance. It's not like the most. There's some really towering performances in this category. I would be pretty upset, honestly, if Michael B. Jordan won. And I like Michael B. Jordan. I like Sinners. I just like Timothée Chalamet and Marty Supreme is next level. And honestly, I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, I could give or take to a degree, but I haven't seen Ethan Hawke. But it looks like Ethan Hawke is giving a great performance, and I'm sure Moura does great.
Let's give it to Timothée, so he can go away for a little bit because I'm getting tired of his face.
I'd swap Jesse with Leo out of this five, but there's no way that Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't going to get nominated.
I would be fine with that. I would swap him with Leo or Michael B. Jordan. But
I think Michael B. Jordan gave a better performance than Leo. That's just my hot take, I guess.
It's kind of hard to compare.
I agree with you, though.
The Leo nom is just kind of boring. It's just like, okay, like, yes, you're really good. And I know we're not supposed to do like body of work, but like you've been nominated in everything from like Titanic through like Catch Me If You Can, through The Departed, through Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we
Oh
get
my
it.
God.
Let's throw in Jesse Plemons, who's been like a really good character actor for a
Please.
long
Yes.
time.
I love
and
Jesse
had a
Plemons.
really strong lead performance in Begonia.
Yeah.
I was leading the charge on his supporting actor nomination for Game Night. So I agree with you. He should have been in there. He's so good. Okay, so we're going to go to actor. I already did actor. We're not going to do that. We're going to go to actress.
There's going to be a surprise here, too.
Of course.
Kind of.
Jessie Buckley with Hamnet. Rose Byrne. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I love her so much. Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue. Emma Stone with Begonia, which I knew was coming. And tell me your name. I'm going to butcher it. You know it, right?
I'm trying to think of who was in it. So Jessie Buckley, Rose Byrne, Renata Reinsve. Yeah.
Renata. Yep. Yeah, Renata.
Renata Reinsve.
Sentimental Value. Yep.
This is not surprising. This is surprising and non surprising. So unfortunately, I picked the fun. I picked lesser upsets in supporting categories, and then we had huge upsets with Elle Fanning and Delroy Lindo coming in.
Yeah.
They just leapfrogged my upset picks on. I could have made way more money if I picked Elle Fanning and Delroy Lindo. But then Kate Hudson was like 6th. But obviously she wasn't 6th, she was 5th. But she was like right on the bubble. So yeah, she went in, she slid in over Chase Infinity, who honestly I will not be upset about. Although I think she deserved to maybe get in if she was in supporting actress. I've said all along, I did not think that it was as good of a lead performance. My father will be very happy to hear about Kate Hudson making Best Actress. He's seen Song Sung Blue 4 times in theaters.
Oh, wow.
It resonates with him especially. There's a plot point that helps to resonate with him especially well. So he's just gone back to that one like a moth to the flame. But yeah, congratulations to Kate Hudson. No shot. It's Jessie Buckley's to lose. I mean, the only other.
So I would love to see it go to Rose Byrne. I don't think it will, but
no.
Yeah.
I think Jessie Buckley was fantastic in Hamnet. So I'm not going to be upset if she wins, but I would also love to see Rose Byrne pull off that upset because she's amazing.
Okay, big category, so Best Director.
Best Director. Yes, we are. We have Chloe. Is it Chloe Zhao?
Yep, Chloe Zhao.
Hamnet.
Okay.
Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme.
Josh Safdie. Okay.
Yep. Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another.
Ryan
Coogler, Sinners. Yep. And Joachim Trier.
That's it.
Trier, Sentimental Value. Yeah.
Finally.
I'm not surprised by any of these.
Finally, a difficult category that I got completely correct. There was room. Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident was talked about, especially since he has to fight his government to make his movie. And it's a great movie. It's in my top 10 of the year. I just saw it last weekend. But not surprised that I'm glad Josh Safdie made the cut. Glad Guillermo del Toro did not make the cut. I know Raph is happy to see del Toro. And obviously del Toro is like the most lovable person in the industry. But
I do love him,
glad to see him this year. Guillermo would be fine. And yeah, this is
He'll do all right.
This is a cool group. I didn't believe that the secret agent director would get in here at all, so not surprising. Which leaves us with only Best Picture, right?
Best Picture.
Here
We're gonna start with the Best Picture of the year.
Wait. Let's see. I'm gonna name them off. I'm gonna name off the ones that we should know are in there, and you just confirm if they're there. Okay. One Battle After Another. Sinners.
Yes.
Hamnet.
Yes.
Marty Supreme.
Yes.
Frankenstein.
Yes.
Sentimental Value.
Yes.
Begonia.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. This is where it gets tricky. Is Train Dreams there?
Yes.
Train Dreams
you want to pick
there.
The last two? Yep.
Yeah, last two. So my last two on this were both It Was Just an Accident and The Secret Agent. I know that that's not the case. I'm not predicting here. So I'm really only predicting one last spot because I know the surprise. So
okay.
did the Secret Agent. The Secret Agent has made it.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
What's the surprise?
And the surprise is
It's probably
F1.
the last movie. It's F1. Yep.
F1.
Which I'm okay. Weapons was right there. Come on, Weapon. And I'm glad for Amy Madigan, but I really feel like it. Some of these, I'm just like, all right, that's fine. It's fine. It feels like It feels like the nominations this year are really down between like the same 6 movies almost.
Obviously there was a lot of love all throughout for some of those top movies in that bracket, and then you had the international films, 2 international films. So no, everybody, 3 international films is still not happening. Neon was trying to balance all 3 of those films too, so that was maybe a problem. I really wish if we were going to go outside of that, though, I wish we'd have gone Weapons instead of F1. I enjoyed F1 a lot coming out of the theater, but I've said for a long time that movie should not go anywhere near Best Picture. Because it's just not. It's ambitious on a technical level, but it's not ambitious on a story level or not a real artistic level. Which Raph, the reason I thought about sending you that message earlier about a potential Coda video is because it's the one place where people might think I'm hypocritical because Coda doesn't seem all that ambitious. But I would take that as a lot different than F1, which F1 is just like a very basic sports movie with every cliche in the book and then really cool technical stuff attached to it.
It depends on what you like consider ambition, right? Like I kind of agree that Coda is a bit more ambitious as a movie that we're trying to tell. Because you guys haven't been online today, you haven't been able to digest some of the response to, in particular, F1 getting in, which I thought was kind of interesting. Like F1 is a movie that for me, I was like kind of mid on it. I get why people like it. It's like an easy summer popcorn kind of movie. But like it seems like the consensus is that F1 got that 10th spot because that was reserved for something like Avatar or Wicked, right? These like big mass appeal, broad kind of blockbuster movies. But because Wicked and Avatar both had such negative responses to them, and like overall the response to F1 was like, yeah, that's pretty solid. It was really taking that spot. So like Weapons was never a movie that was competing for that final spot. Like Weapons would have had to compete against something like, honestly, like Frankenstein or Marty Supreme in a weird way, as like the like kind of artsy out there genre flick from like a smaller studio or whatever. So like F1 was never beating out. It wasn't Weapons that it beat out. It was just replacing Wicked and Avatar, which is
there's so many better movies. Yeah. When I think about last year in terms of movies, and I know we'll talk about this tomorrow, what movies deserve to be in the canon, it's some of these, sure, but F1, I'm like, there's so many great movies last year that I just feel like are completely well, it happens every year. They get overlooked and people don't talk about them during the Oscars. So yeah.
The other argument on behalf of F1 is that when the Oscars like expanded from 5 to 10, the idea was to get in not necessarily more like of the like international movies or the dramatic period pieces or like horror and other genre flicks. It was like the catalyst was The Dark Knight, right? Like this like big blockbuster, broad appeal kind of movie. So like the Academy is definitely trying to bring in a different kind of demo for this, right? Like not just cinephiles, like, but people who maybe see 4 movies a year. And one of those movies are like those 4 movies are Avatar, Wicked, F1, and then, some combination of like Sinners, one battle after another, or whatever else it might be. So like F1 is bringing in those folks to have like some interest in the Academy Awards. Again, if we're looking at like the 10 best movies of the year, for me, F1 is like very far from that. And I personally like don't think that it deserves recognition in Best Picture or in like any of the other categories that it got nominated in, like barely even sound. but I do get it. I get why it's there.
And with the old guard appeal, it's got like a kind of old Hollywood, a big star, and lots of production stuff. I mean, and I still again I have respect for F1. There's a lot of exhilarating elements to it with the, they're filming stuff that hasn't necessarily been filmed quite to this level, like the fast cars, to the same kind of degree with the planes and Top Gun Maverick. But the problem to me is Top Gun Maverick had a better story than F1, which is old American dude comes into Formula One and teaches them that you can pit your way to a championship. That's basically the movie.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have F1 in there because then otherwise people are going to be like, "What do you mean it's a Norwegian film about a former film director and train dreams?" Like, I don't want to watch those movies. I want to watch Cargo Fast.
Yeah. It's true. It's better.
Well, then let's watch Superman go flying. Like, come on.
I would have put Superman over, and we'll get right back into our Screen Age Wasteland Awards talk. But I would like to see Superman over F1. There are those among us here at Screen Age that would like F1 in there, but I prefer Superman. I know we got some folks that would prefer it. But we will definitely probably be honoring some of these that were missed, like Weapons, to a bigger degree at our own awards. So people stick around for that. This was really the exciting day. I do think there's a few races that are really interesting and a lot of races where we can kind of put a cap on them, but the supporting races are pretty open. Amy Madigan, Tiana Taylor, Del Toro, Skarsgård. It's hard to say. Indy. Director is going to go to Paul Thomas Anderson. One Battle After Another is going to win Best Picture. Adapted Screenplay is going to go to One Battle. Original Screenplay is going to go to Sinners. What's Raf's?
Okay, so another thing that you guys missed from being online today, I don't know if you were able to count, but Sinners
broke the record.
Was at 16.
Record 16
that's
nominations.
Amazing.
And I think based on the nominations that we saw, there's some chatter that it might be like kind of likely that we get a Paul Thomas Anderson director Sinners Best Picture split.
I would.
But we are also lining up for the Sinners Hive online to become the most annoying people in the world if Sinners only gets like one win. Or
that's not going to happen.
Or
don't
two
say
wins.
Things like that.
It's not going to happen.
Don't throw it out there like that. It's
Sinners,
not. No, it's gonna come away with.
How many nominations did One Battle get? 14.
Not
One Battle
enough.
got 13,
and it's going to win probably 4.
So Sinners got 16, and One Battle got 13. Sinners had an entry in song. One Battle doesn't have music in it, so that's one across. And then as far as the record goes, Sinners beat the actual record of 14 by 1, and then you have the casting award, which it was nominated for. So that's like another, that's a kind of neat
but
thing.
sound is only one now, so it would have gotten both sound awards.
Sound is one. Yeah.
True. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there's probably some other award difference back then too. I mean, anyway, there's an extra award now that there hasn't been for several years. So just in keeping that in mind. But is Sinners?
Don't take away the.
People read way too much into like a gap of 2 nominations on what's going to win Best Picture. One Battle has won everywhere. One Battle's winning. Paul Thomas Anderson is winning. Ryan Coogler will get original screenplay.
You never know, because the Oscars came in here with some surprises too. So maybe on Oscar night, all the voting's going to go a different way. Yeah. And that's one thing. Like, I know we can look at who's winning awards here and who's winning awards there. That's not always a lock for what we think is going to happen.
Best Picture Train Dreams. Here we go.
F1.
No, don't even do that.
Here's how challengers can still win Best Picture.
It's definitely a 2-horse race at best. It's definitely a 2-horse race at best. But
I'm gonna enjoy.
It's true. It could shock us.
I'm gonna enjoy the theory that people are gonna be like, "Oh, One Battle After Another is gonna win anyway," so I'm just gonna go ahead and vote for Sinners, and then more and more people are gonna use that mindset, and then come Oscar night, Sinners Best Picture, and it's going to be amazing.
We just have to be ready for the Sinners Hive to provide us with takes that we didn't even think were imaginable. in terms of how deranged the overcompensation for Sinners not winning Best Picture or many of the other awards that it got nominated for.
I feel like I feel like even if it doesn't win Best Picture, it's still going to come away with enough that I think it's going to be, as a horror fan, just having it nominated for 16 nominations at the Oscars is incredible.
Yeah.
Just seeing just Delroy Lindo enough being nominated makes me happy, even if he doesn't win. So I do know it's going to come away with quite a few. It's not going to come away with all of them, but it's nice to see the Oscars finally getting to where they're looking at horror as an actual legitimate genre with Amy Madigan and Wunmi and Delroy. Like that makes me, it's thrilling. Even if they don't win, I'm happy that they're there, and I will be excited to see more of them. I would have loved to see Indy the dog in supporting actor, but I'll take what I can get.
He beat Humans for a category.
Yes, and I will lead the charge for the Wasteland Awards to get him in there and get him his Saw Award. So be prepared.
There's a literal featurette at the end of Good Boy that says,
"I know you told me.
You thought this dog was scared? No, we put music over that. He was looking at a treat."
That's
and
how
was thinking,
good
I'm
he
gonna
is
eat
as an
this
actor,
treat.
because I believed that he was scared, and he wasn't. Like, who can do that?
Because you heard scary
Not Sean
music.
Penn.
You heard scary music, and you saw a dog looking off at a shadow.
And man, he made me feel things.
And you're like, wow, he's scared.
The only person in that supporting actor that made me feel things more than Indy the dog was Delroy Lindo. And if he doesn't have a chance.
Indy did not go off in the corner and go, how would I feel in this scene?
You don't know that. He can't
Indy the dog,
say that to
Indy
you.
the dog, they
he
set
can't
him
project
down.
It. Dogs can't talk, so you don't know what he's thinking.
And said, look over here. Look over here. And they shot it.
And
they shot
it.
50 minutes of it until they found 3 minutes that worked and put it in the movie with some music.
Then if I say look over here to my dogs, they just stare at me because they're dumb as fuck. But this dog is amazing
too.
and does what he does.
But whether a dog can do a trick and whether or not it can act.
He's still on the Astra. I'm going to cling to that. And he's going to win the Saw.
We need to bring Sir Ben Kingsley in as Trevor Slattery in to comment on. But the horses, but they were acting like they were riding horses. And that's when I knew acting was my thing. Anyway, that was the Oscar nominations reactions. I
have one more thought about the Sinner's Hive before we go.
All right.
Instead of directing the anger towards one battle after another for winning all the top of the line awards, Best Director, Best Picture, all that, who they should really be mad at is Frankenstein, because Frankenstein is going to end up beating Sinners in all those other categories like costume design and production design and things like that. And that is the true enemy of Sinners, as another genre flick that was actual dog shit. They should be mad at Frankenstein. Don't be mad at one battle after another, because that movie is pretty good and like does deserve a lot of the awards. I won't
be mad at any movie that beats it. I'll be mad at the people who voted for the bad movies is what I'll be mad at. I'll be mad at the Oscar voters, which is fine. They'll hear from me. I'm proving myself to be
like not a great prognosticator as I hope to be, so I have to really sharpen my tools. I really, though, Clemens and Odessa Azion, those were my two bets today. Earlier on in the season, I had made a bet on Hamnet that I knew fizzled out, and I pulled that one. Clearly, my preseason bet of Wicked for Good, having up to 10 or 13 nominations, just completely tanked.
Nothing.
But I did understand Frankenstein was going to play well with the industry. Imagine if it had been a good movie. It would really be dominating.
It's a bad movie.
It was not that bad.
A great movie.
I haven't seen it. Imagine if it was great. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, the long list.
No,
they got the long lists.
Okay. I always forget when they release those.
They usually come out before Oscar noms, but this time they came out after. Okay. So there it is. So now we have a race. We have a race to watch. But guys, okay, last thing before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
The season to me kind of like, obviously there's an excitement about the actual winners and there's some surprises left, but really we're transitioning now. It's January 22nd of 2026. So I'm like, let's kick off the 2026 Oscar season.
Man.
Yes. And so I don't know, we won't work out the particulars on air, but I'm ready to do the way too early video for 2026. I've got my 26 most anticipated films coming out on Screen Age Wasteland very soon. I've got animation is like 3 of my 26 most anticipated are animated films. I'm so excited for this category next year. I've got a lot of stuff going on at the Wasteland, guys. If you want to follow us, like, comment, subscribe on this video, that will keep you up to date on the Wasteland's video products, including Pole Position. Go check out the website, screenagewasteland.com, where all of us here write. We're going to be talking about the top 50 performances of 2025 next week on the website. That's coming, including Indy. He's on the list. Spoiler. We've got, I think we've got a project coming out where we talk about our individual favorite 100 movies ever. That's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh. I still need
to start working
on that one.
You can go check out our 5 favorite films of 2025. Some of us are doing our anticipated films of 2026. There's lots of stuff going on over there. Raf's about to start the canon back up. We're filming the first episode, a mid-season episode of the canon tomorrow after we film this. This whole crew will be here, plus Brian Loomis. Ramona, Val, Raf, do y'all have anything else going on that people should be aware of?
Same old.
Nothing I could talk about yet. But potentially something interesting. Just watch screenagewasteland.com.
Ooh, okay. Raf, we're all excited for the canon to come back and to see your reveal of. I might be more excited for the canon season. Is it the canon season 7? 6?
Season 7. We're going to be taking a slightly different approach this season. We're going to be doing more special episodes. We're not going to be pulling from movies that have written versions of the canon. We're going to be pulling from, just straight out of thin air movies that are in the canon, but that no one's going to be writing about. So it's going to be a little bit longer, season 7. It's going to be different. We're playing around with stuff. So look for that later in 26.
Awesome.
I was going to say, I might be as excited for Canon season 7 reveal titles as I was for the Oscar nominations. So, all right. Good to see you guys. We will see you again tomorrow night. I know Romona has to get to bed and the rest of us have some things planned. So, always a pleasure, guys.
Yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet. So
I wasn't even supposed to be here.
I wasn't even supposed to work today.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. And we will see you guys later in the Wasteland.